Hello, and welcome to this YouTube channel called Tech Full Stack. This is part 1 of the Ionic video series. In this video, we will try to understand what is the Ionic framework and what it helps you achieve as a developer. So, what is Ionic framework and why should you care? Ionic framework is an open source SDK, or in other words, the software development kit which helps you build the powerful mobile apps using the web technologies you know. So there are some technologies in the web you know as a web developer, let's say HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And this framework lets you help create mobile apps with these known technologies. So you don't have to learn maybe let's say Swift for iOS or Java for Android separately. So you can build your apps in HTML and TypeScript and package it to work for the iOS or Android. Ionic, the one framework to rule it all. So how does Ionic work? So Ionic uses something called as a web view. So basically, it loads your app into a tiny browser window, but it feels like real native app to the user. Now, the question you may ask is why to use Ionic? Ionic plays really well with the popular frameworks like Angular, React, Vue, and so on. Plus, it offers a library of ready-to-use UI components, something like a button or a tab or a menu, all styled to look and feel native. So the Ionic gives you the best of the both worlds, the speed and ease of web development and the look and feel of a real native app. And if you need real native device features like camera or maybe GPS or let's say notifications, Ionic teams up with something called as a capacitor, that is a modern native runtime to give you easy access to all of that. So basically, it's you write it once and it runs everywhere. So let's say iOS, Android, and even the PWAs, which are progressive web apps. Ionic has a huge library of ready-to-use UI components that look and feel like native apps. So what do you see on the screen here? The Ionic, which is the Ionic SDK, takes in the languages you already know, like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or let's say TypeScript, and it bundles all of these into a native looking app on your Android phone or maybe an iOS device. So the question is, who is Ionic really for? So Ionic is perfect if you are a web developer who wants to build mobile apps or someone who wants to reach users across multiple platforms without having separate teams for, let's say, an Android or iOS. So this is what Ionic does, and this is helpful for you as a mobile developer. So in the upcoming videos, we'll explore a whole lot of Ionic components, deep dive into the nitty-gritties of the Ionic, and walk through the process of creating a mobile app from scratch.